Hi, good morning everyone. This video is a very important video for males and females. Life throws a lot of stuff at you. I implore you to listen to me. If you have a job where you can get disability insurance, get it, okay? And if you have a job where you're working under the table, that's not a good idea, and I'm going to tell you why. If you get paid under the table, you're not paying into Medicare or your Social Security, and you may need that if you become incapacitated and have to file disability with Social Security. It's what you've paid in, and they have all these little charts and graphs. So I encourage you, if you don't do anything else today, go under the Social Security website and see at this moment how much you would get if you did become disabled, or if you're about to retire. You need to know this. Don't wait until it's too late, because then you can't do anything about it. Also, I think, and I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but everybody needs an emergency fund that nobody knows about. Put it in a safe deposit box. Do something, because if you never know when your significant other is going to fool around or do something crazy or stupid, or if you fall out of love, you never know. So you need to have a lot of money hidden to pay for them lawyers, unless you have that negotiating ability to sit down with your significant other and come to a compromise. I kind of knew in the back of my head that my spouse was not that kind of person. Because it's all about that ego. Ego is what destroys, I think, so many relationships, is the ego. So everybody should have a emergency stash. You should have that anyway, but my life would have been a whole lot better if I had had some funds. I'm talking 20,000 or more. You really need that, because if one of the two of you files for divorce, you have to have money to live off of in the interim, okay? I had to sell so many of my assets. I had to sell property that was in my name. I had to sell my baby grand piano. I had to sell like two entire homes of furniture to survive. So, because once the couple decides not to be together, or just one of you decides, you're up the creek without a paddle. You've got to have some resources or money. Now, I have a lot of rich relatives, and I thought one of them would step in and help. No. These were so-called Christians. Yeah, they didn't step in. And this is what I call the ripple effect. I'm the oldest in my family. And when I decided to leave my spouse, I didn't have a choice, in case any of you all were asking or care. If I had the financial resources, I could have helped another sister. And then, because the same thing happened to her, it came out of nowhere, honey. So this is what I'm telling you. And I had been married for 40 years, and my sisters had been married most of their whole life, most of it. So the ripple effect happened when I didn't get the financial support. And believe me, I'm good for my word. I would have paid them back. I couldn't help my other sister, who was going through the same thing. She was like 2 to 3 months behind me in the situation. And then I had another sister who I could have helped. And in the back of my mind, somehow I think she could still be alive, because she was a severe diabetic. She'd been on dialysis for 16 years, and she had a tooth abscess. And I happened to be out of the country in the Dominican when this went down, and the minute I went back into Virginia, I found out that she'd made the decision to not to go to dialysis. Of course, she had passed within 7-8 days. So if I had help in my divorce, I could have helped my sisters, you know. And now you're probably thinking, well, you went out of the country, must have had some money. Well, I didn't know until, because, you know, it's hard to converse with people when you're out of the country. You can't really talk to them. I tried my best to get a hold of her through, finally, one of my best friends from school got a hold of my sister, who got a hold of the other sister, and I even sent her flowers, but that's all I could do. And then, so I have a great amount of guilt about that. I could have helped two of my sisters because I was a little bit more financially sound than them, because I had a successful business. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. You better get an emergency fund, and don't tell anybody about it. No one. Because you never know what life is going to throw at you. And I feel that if I had been in the States and been able to help the sister who was diabetic, she would have had that tooth pulled in a timely manner. And it was only $70. You know, this is what I'm talking about. $70 could make or break it. So I hope you come away from watching this video with a little bit more insight. You don't know. Did you think I ever knew that I was going to be disabled? You know, I used to do the work of 3 women. I used to mow the grass, which is like 20 acres. I did all the laundry, folded the laundry and put it away, remodeled all the homes I've lived in, ran a business with 25 employees. I trained the employees, and I kept house, did all the shopping, all the cooking. So my life was extremely busy, and this is why, and I get that. This is why you've got to, when you finish watching this video, go under Social Security website. Now, I used to get those little reports telling me, you know, what I would get, and I go, well, I'm going to be married forever, or I'm never going to need this. I'm never going to file disability. I'm healthy as, you know. Wrong. Do it now. Go under the site and figure out what you need to do in order to up that amount. Because you can work and maybe get, the more you pay in over the longest ranges of time is how Social Security calculates the money. So, you know, don't listen to me. Go under the site